Hare Krishna, Raju Prabhu, Deepa Mate Dandapranam, Hariyo Shishla Prabhupada and Gurudev. We'll start. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Jnanatimidandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurumritam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Krishnaya Bhutare Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschatu Deshadarine Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktaranda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Mukhaṁ karoti vācālaṁ pangavalam kaitagirime kripātamaham vande Sri Gurum Dinataranam Paramananda Madhavam Sri Chaitanyameshwaram Om Pavitram Pavitro Va Sarvavasangato Piva Ismaret Pundarikaksham Sabhakya Abhyantaram Suchihi Sri Vishnu Om Tad Vishnu Paramam Padam Sada Pashyanti Suryo Divivachakshurādadam Sadviprasa Vipanyamo Jagruham Sasamindate Vishnu Yat Paramam Padam Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare. Yeah. We are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam. Let me share screen 1 second. Yeah. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 5, The Creative Impetus, Chapter 1, The Activities of Maharaja Priyavrata. We are at text 19. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Jaivam Narottamam Devam Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Dhirayat Nasta Prayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Uttamasloke Bhaktir Bhavati Neshti Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Nanda Gopakumaraya Govindaya Namah Pankajanabhaya Namah Pankajamarine Namah Pankajanetraya Namaste Pankajangrahe. Hare Krishna. We'll start reading. Hari Bol. Yeah. Raju Prabhu and Deepa Mataji. Anybody? Yes, please read.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji Dandapranam.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Translation. Lord Brahma. Okay.
Continued, my dear Priyavrata, seek shelter in the opening inside the opening in the lotus feet of the Lord, whose navel is also like a lotus. Thus,
Conquer
the 6 sense organs, the mind and knowledge acquiring senses.
Acquiring senses. Knowledge acquiring senses.
Sound Prabhu, background sound ante emo vastundi chudandi.
Evostund Prabhuji em ledhu ikkada sound.
Okay. Something sound.
Hold it properly.
Accept material enjoyment because the Lord extraordinarily has ordered you to do this. You will thus always be liberated from material association and be able to carry out the Lord's order in your
constitutional position.
I'll do it. Yeah. Perfect. There are 3 kinds of men within the material world. Those who are trying to enjoy the senses to the utmost are called karmis. Above them are gnanis, who trying to conquer the urges of senses, and above them are the yogis, who have already conquered the senses. None of them, however, are situated in the transcendental position. Only devotees, who belongs to the none of the above mentioned group, are transcendental, as explained in Bhagavad Gita 14.26. Mamsayo Vavicharena Bhakti Yogena Sevate Sagunan Samatitaikyan Brahma Bhuyaya Kalpate. One who engages in the full devotional service, who does not fall down in any circumstances, at once transcends the moods of material nature and thus comes to the level of Brahman. Lord Brahma herein advises Priyavrata to remain transcendental in the fortress not of family life, but the lotus feet of the Lord. Abja Nabangiri Saroja. When a bumblebee enters the opening of lotus flower and drinks its honey, and it's fully protected by the petals of the lotus. The bee is undisturbed by the sunshine and other external influences. Similarly, one who seeks shelter of the lotus feet of the personality of God is protected by all dangers. It is therefore said in the Srimad Bhagavatam 10.14.58.
Yes.
Samastvitaye padapallava plavam Mahatpadam punya yaso murare bhavambude vastapadam parampadam padam yat vipadam nastesham. ఇది ఎలా ప్రభుజీ?
Hey, okay, no problem. ఇట్లనే చేయొచ్చు ప్రభు. సమాశ్రితాయే పల్లవ మహాత్పదం పుణ్యయశో మురారే భవాంబుధిర్వత్స పదం పరం పదం యత్ విపదం నతేషాం.
For one who has taken shelter of lotus feet of the Lord, everything becomes easier. Indeed, even crossing the great ocean of nations, Bhavam Buddhi is exactly like crossing his footprint created by the calf. Vachapadam. For such a devotee, there is no question of remaining a place where every step is dangerous. Our actual duty is to carry out the supreme order of the personality of Godhead. If we are fixed in our determination to carry out the supreme order of the Lord, we are always secure, regardless of where we are situated, whether in hell or heaven. Here in the words, Prakritim Bhajaswa are the very significant. Prakritim difference one constitutional position. Every living entity has the constitutional position of being an eternal servant of God. Therefore, Lord Brahma advised Priyavrata, be situated in your original position as an eternal servant of the Lord. If you are carried out of the order, you will never fall. Even in the midst of material enjoyment achieved by the dint of one's fruitive activity is different from material enjoyment given by the Supreme Personality of God. A devotee sometimes appears to be in a very upland position, but he accepts the position to follow the orders of the Supreme Personality of God. Therefore, a devotee is never affected by the material influences. The devotees in the Krishna conscious movement are preaching all over the world in accordance with the order of the Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. They have to meet many karmis, but the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they are unaffected by the material influences. He has blessed them described in the Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhyalila 7.129. Babuna Batibe Tomara Vishaya to Taranga Punarapi He Tani Pabe Mora Sangha. A sincere devotee who engages in the service of the Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu by preaching his cult all over the world will never be affected by the Vishaya Taranga, material influences. On the contrary, in due course of time, he will return to the shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and this thus have perpetual association with him. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu.
Okay, thank you, Prabhu. Text 20. Hare Krishna. Deepamata, go ahead.
Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Sri Shukdev Goswami continued. After thus being fully instructed by Lord Brahma, who is the spiritual master of the three worlds, Priyavrata, his own position being inferior, offered obeisances, accepted the order, and carried it out with great respect. Sri Priyavrata was the grandson of Lord Brahma, therefore, according to social etiquette, his position was inferior. It is the duty of the inferior to carry out the order of the superior with great respect. Priyavrata therefore immediately said, "Yes, sir, I shall carry out your order." Priyavrata is described as a Mahabhagavata, a great devotee. The duty of a great devotee is to carry out the order of the spiritual master or the spiritual master of the spiritual master in the Parampara system. As described in Bhagavad Gita 4.2, Evam Parampara Praptam. One has to receive the instructions of the Supreme Lord through the disciplic chain of spiritual masters. A devotee of the Lord always considers himself a servant of the servant of the servant of the Lord. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Gopi Bhartul Padakamalayur Das 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 Hari Bol. Let me read chapter 1 of 5th Canto, 21 verse. Translation purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Lord Brahma was then worshipped by Manu, who respectfully satisfied him as well as he could. Priyavrata and Narada also looked upon Brahma with no tinges of resentment. Having engaged Priyavrata in accepting his father's request, Lord Brahma returned to his abode, Satyaloka, which is indescribable by the endeavor of mundane word or words. Purport. Manu was certainly very satisfied that Lord Brahma had persuaded his son Priyavrata to take the responsibility of ruling the world. Priyavrata and Narada were also very satisfied. Although Brahma had forced Priyavrata to accept the management of the worldly affairs, thus breaking his vow to remain brahmachari and completely engage in devotional service. Narada and Priyavrata did not look upon Brahma with resentment. Narada was not at all sorry that he had been frustrated in making a Priyavrata a disciple. Both Priyavrata and Narada were exalted personalities who knew how to respect Lord Brahma. Therefore, instead of looking upon Brahma with resentment, they very feelingly offered him their respect. Lord Brahma then returned to his celestial abode, known as Satyaloka, which is described here as being impeccable and being unapproachable by words. It is stated in this verse that Lord Brahma returned to his residence, which is as important as his own personality. Lord Brahma is the creator of this universe and the most exalted personality within it. His lifetime is described in Bhagavad Gita 8.17. Sashtra Yuga Pariyantam Aharyat Brahmano Viduhu. The total duration of the 4 yugas is 4,300,000,000 years. And when that is multiplied 1,000 times, it equals 12 hours in the life of Brahma. Therefore, we cannot factually comprehend even 12 hours of Brahma's life, to say nothing of the 100 years that constitute his entire lifetime. How then can we understand his abode? The Vedic literatures describe that in Satyaloka, there is no birth, death, old age, or disease. In other words, since Satyaloka is situated next to Brahmaloka, or the Brahman effulgence, it is almost as good as Vaikuntha Loka. Lord Brahma's abode is practically indescribable from our present status. Therefore, it has been described as Avan Manasa Gochare, or beyond the description of our words and the imagination of our minds. Avan Manasa Gochare. Srimad Bhagavatam, 2nd Canto, 2nd chapter, 26 and 27 verse, thus describes the abode of Lord Brahma. Yadvai paradhyam tadu paramestayam na yatra shoko na jara na mrityur nartir na chodvega. In Satyaloka, which is situated many millions and billions of years away, there is no lamentation, nor is there old age, death, anxiety, or influence of enemies. Okay. Hare Krishna. So, Puja no. Lalit Mohan Prabhuji, Hare Krishna. Please continue. 22nd verse.
Hare Krishna. Translation. Swayambhuva Manu, with the assistance of Lord Brahma, thus fulfilled his desires. With the permission of the great sage Narada, he delivered to his son the governmental responsibility for maintaining and protecting all the planets of the universe. He thus achieved relief from the most dangerous, poisonous ocean of material desires. Purport by His Divine Grace Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Swayambhuva Manu was practically hopeless because such a great personality as Narada was instructing his son Priyavrata not to accept household life. Now, he was very pleased that the Lord Brahma had interfered by inducing his son to accept the responsibility for ruling the government of the universe. From Bhagavad Gita, we get information that Vaivasvata Manu was the son of sun god, and that his son Maharaj Ikshvaku ruled this planet Earth. Swayambhuva Manu, however, appears to have been in charge of the entire universe. And he entrusted to his son Maharaj Priyavrata the responsibility for maintaining and protecting all the planetary systems. Dhara Mandala means planet. This Earth, for instance, is called Dhara Mandala. Akhila, however, means all or universal. It is therefore difficult to understand whether Maharaj Priyavrat was situated, where Maharaj Priyavrat was situated. But from this literature, his position certainly appears greater than that of Vaivasvata Manu. For he was entrusted with all planetary systems of the entire universe.
Continue, bro.
Yeah. Another significant statement is that Swayambhu Manu took great satisfaction from abnegating the responsibility for ruling all planetary systems of the universe. At present, politicians are very eager to take charge of the government, and they engage their men in canvassing from door to door to get votes to win the post of president or a similar exalted office. On the contrary, however, herein we find that King Priyavrata had to be persuaded by Lord Brahma to accept the post of emperor of the entire universe. Similarly, his father Swayambhu Manu felt relieved to entrust the universal government to Priyavrata. Thus, it is evident that the kings and the executive heads of the government in the Vedic age never accepted their positions for sense enjoyment. Such exalted kings, who were known as Rajarshis, ruled only to maintain and protect the kingdom for the welfare of the citizens. The history of the Priyavrata and Swayambhuva Manu describes how exemplary, responsible monarchs performed the duties of the government with disinterest, keeping themselves always aloof from the contamination of the material attachment.
Yeah, complete, bro. Continue.
Okay. Material affairs have herein been compared to the ocean of a poison. They have been described in a similar way by Sri Narottama Das Thakura in one of his songs. Samsara Vishanale. Song
అనుకుంటా సంసారే వీసనాలే దివిని షాహియా జ్వలే జుడాయి తన కాయిను ఉపాయ.
Okay. My heart is always burning in the fire of material existence, and I have made no provisions for getting out of it. Golokera prema dhana harinama sankirtana ratina janmila kenataya. The only remedy is Harinam Sankirtana, the chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, which is imported from spiritual world, Goloka Vrindavana. How fortunate I am that I have no attraction for this. Sorry, how unfortunate I am that I have no attraction for this. Manu wanted to seek shelter at the lotus feet of the Lord, and therefore, when his son Priyavrata took charge of his worldly affairs, Manu was very relieved. That is the system of Vedic civilization. At the end of the life, one must free himself from worldly affairs and completely engage in the service of the Lord. All purports are heavy now. Every purport. Yeah. The word Surarshivara Anumatena is also significant. Manu entrusted the government to his son with the permission of the great saint Narada. This is particularly mentioned because although Narada wanted Priyavrata to become free from all material affairs, when Priyavrata took charge of the universe by the request of the Lord Brahma and Manu, Narada was very pleased. Prabhu, you see this, the Vaishnava etiquette here? Narada is telling Priyavrata to do brahmacharya. You don't go to the spiritual one. But when Swayambhuva and Brahma wanted him to do grihastha, he was happy. So he is not adamant. Arey, usme mat jao, faso mat, ye wo kare. He is very happy that his guru, because Brahma is who? Narada is guru, na? He told father and guru both. So he told, you take this one. And this person is happy. Yeah. So actually, this shloka, this incident will be many times reflected in what the Istagosti is there. No? Generally, leaders, there will be a lot of this thing. No? What you say, management committee, ये problem, वो problem आता रहता है ना. So generally, they take this incident. How we should be happy if our seniors say something which is not in line with our preaching to our disciples or our counsellors.
Yeah.
Thank you, Rose.
Thank you, Prabhu. Again, what we'll read. Okay. Rajprabhu Chautara. Ardipa Mataji.
I can do, Prabhu.
Yeah, Mirjan.
Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Samsar, ಇದು ಐಪಂದಿದೆ 23 ka cheyali bro. Yeah. Following the order of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Maharaja Priyavrata fully engaged in worldly affairs, yet he always thought of the lotus feet of the Lord, which are the cause of liberation from all material attachment. Although Priyavrata Maharaj was completely freed from all material contamination, he ruled the material world just to honor the orders of his superiors. Purport. The words Manavardhano Mahatam, just to show honor to superiors, are very significant. Although Maharaja Priyavrata was already a liberated person and had no attraction for material things, he engaged himself fully in governmental affairs just to show respect to Lord Brahma. Arjuna had also acted in the same way. Arjuna had no desire to participate in political affairs or the fighting at Kurukshetra, but when ordered to do so by the Supreme Lord Krishna, he executed those duties very nicely. One who always thinks of the lotus feet of the Lord is certainly above all the contamination of the material world, as stated in Bhagavad Gita. योगिनामपि सर्वेषां मत्कतेनान्तरात्मना श्रद्धावान् भजते यो मां समे युक्ततमो मतः. Of all yogis, he who always abides in me with great faith, worshipping me in transcendental loving service, is most intimately united with me in yoga and is the highest of all. Maharaja Priyavrata, therefore, was liberated person and was among the highest of yogis. Yet superficially, he became the emperor of the universe in accordance with the order of Lord Brahma. Showing respect to his superior in this way was another of his extraordinary qualification. As stated in Srimad Bhagavatam 6.17.28, Narayana para sarve nakutaschana bibhyati swargapavarga narakeshva apitulyartha darshinaha. A devotee who is actually advanced is not afraid of anything, provided he has the opportunity to execute the order of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is the proper explanation of why Priyavrata engaged in worldly affairs, although he was a liberated person. Also, only because of this principle does a Mahabhagavata, who has nothing to do with the material world, come down to the second platform of devotional service to preach the glories of the Lord all over the world. Hare Krishna.
Very good. Thank you, Mataji. So, what is the meaning of this verse? Direct. Narayana para sarve na kutaschana bibhyati swargapavarga narakeshva api tulyartha darshinaha. Devotees solely engaged in the devotional service of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Narayana, never fear any condition of life. For them, the heavenly planets, liberation, and the hellish planets are all the same. For such devotees are interested only in the service of beautiful verse. So for such devotees are interested only in the service of the Lord. Jai Jai. Very good. In the previous verse also I need to make a note later. 22. Okay. Raj Prabhu, are you able to do or you are outside? Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, I'll do and I'll go.
Okay. You do and go? Okay. Do it. 1 second. 24. Continue, Prabhu. 24. Yeah.
Yeah, translation. Thereafter, Maharaja Priyavrata married Barishmati, the daughter of the Prajapati named Vishwakarma. In her, he begot 10 sons equal to him in beauty, character, magnanimity, and other qualities. He also begot a daughter, the youngest of all, named Urjaswati. purport. Maharaja Priyavrata not only carried out the order of the Lord Brahma by accepting the duties of the government, but also married Varishmati, the daughter of Vishwakarma, one of the Prajapatis. Since Maharaja Priyavrata was fully trained in transcendental knowledge, he could have returned home and conducted the business of government as a brahmachari. Instead, however, when he returned to the household life, he accepted a wife also. The principle is that when one becomes a grihastha, he must live perfectly in that order, which means he must live peacefully with a wife and children. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's first wife died, his mother requested him to marry for a second time. He was 20 years old that and was going to take sannyasa at the age of 24. Yet, by the request of his mother, he married as long as I am in household life. He told his mother, I must have a wife, for household life does not mean staying in house. The real household life means living in a house with a wife. Three words in this verse are very significant. Awa, ha, hu, aha, wawa. These words are used to express wonder. Priyavrata Maharaja had taken
Wow, right?
wow.
Wow.
Priyavrata Maharaja had taken vow of renunciation, but accepting a wife and begetting a children have nothing to do with the path of renunciation. These are activities of the path of enjoyment. It was a source of a great wonder. Therefore, that Priyavrata Maharaja, who had followed the path of renunciation, had now accepted the path of enjoyment. Can somebody continue, Prabhuji? Since I will need to go.
Okay. Sure.
Sorry. Thank you.
Okay, you are on Dana. Sixth one. Who is the sixth one? Akinjam Prabhu, please read.
Sometimes we are criticized because although I am a sannyasi, I have taken part in the marriage ceremonies of my disciples. It must be explained, however, that since we have started a Krishna conscious society and since a human society must also have ideal marriages to correctly establish an ideal society, we must take part in marrying some of its members, although we have taken to the path of renunciation. This may be astonishing to the persons who are not very interested in establishing Daiva Varnashrama. The transcendental system of 4 social orders and 4 spiritual orders. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, however, wanted to re-establish Daiva Varnashrama. In Daiva Varnashrama, there cannot be acknowledgement of social status according to the birthright, because in Bhagavad Gita it is said that determining considerations are guna and karma, one's quality and work. It is Daiva Varnashrama that should be established all over the world to continue a perfect society for the Krishna consciousness. This may be astonishing to foolish critics, but it is one of the functions of Krishna consciousness society. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, bro. Just a second. Yeah. Text 25, let me read. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. The 10 sons of Maharaja Priyavrata, 10 sons of Maharaja Priyavrata were named Agnidra, Idmajihwa, Yajnabahu, Mahavira, Hiranyareta, Ghrutaprishta, Savana, Medhatiti, Vitihotra, and Kavi. These are also names of Agni, the fire god. Very good. Text 26. Translation by Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation. 3 among these 10, namely Kavi, Mahavira, and Savana, lived in complete celibacy, thus trained in brahmachari life from the beginning of childhood. They were very conversant with the highest perfection, known as the Paramahamsa Ashrama. Purport. The word Urdhva Retasaha in this verse is very significant. Urdhva Reta refers to one who can control sex life and who, instead of wasting semen by discharging it, can use the most important substance accumulated in the body to enrich the brain. One who can completely control sex life is able to work wonderfully with his brain, especially in remembering. Important statement. The students who simply hear Vedic instructions once from their teacher could remember them verbatim without needing to read books, which therefore did not exist in former times. Another significant word is Arbhabhavat, which means from very childhood. Another meaning is from being very affectionate to children. In other words, Paramahamsa life is dedicated for the benefit of others. Just as a father sacrifices many things out of affection for his son, great saintly persons sacrifice all kinds of bodily comforts for the benefit of human society. In this connection, there is a verse concerning the six Goswamis. Tatvya Turnamashesha Mandalapati Srenim Sada Tuchavad Bhutva Ganesha Karunaya Kaupina Kanta Shrito. Because of their compassion for the poor fallen souls, the six Goswamis gave up their exalted positions as ministers and took vows as mendicants, thus minimizing their bodily wants as far as possible. They each accepted only a loin cloth and begging bowl. Thus, they remained in Vrindavana to execute the orders of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu by compiling and publishing various Vaishnava literatures. Maribor. It's talking about three sons and their brahmachari life. Nice. So Prabhupada quoted from Shad Goswamastakam, how the six Goswamis renounced everything. And a very important thing, this one. Actually, this is very important. This is from Bhagavatam. It says, Urdhva Retasaha. Celibate, complete celibate. Urdhva Retasaha, complete celibate. So that they discharge their semen. They don't discharge their semen. That's where, once upon a time in the previous yugas, former times, Prabhupada writes, former times, previous yugas, they have a good memory. They have a good control on the senses. Right? Urdhva Retasa. Lift, there is somewhere in Bhagavatam, lift this, semen up to the brain. So basically, semen come from down, right? So from the lower parts of the body. So basically, they lift the semen, the very, Prabhupada writes here, very, what is that? Enrich the accumulated substance, the most important substance. The most important substance accumulated in the body. So there only the soul sits, right? So they lift somewhere in Bhagavatam, it says like lift semen up to the brain. Urdhvaretasa, a very important word. Yeah, we'll continue. Next 27 verse. Anybody chant? Somebody, let me see. Two Raju Square. Reboot. Okay. Lalit Monroe, please continue. Your turn again.
Just a minute, Prabhu.
Yeah. ఇంతలాగా కొన్ని ఉన్నాయి ఇక్కడ రాసుకుంటాను. Just something is there.
Yes, Prabhu.
మండల కిల. ఒక్క నిమిషం.
ఓకే.
రెడీనా మీరు చదువుతారా? Material affairs here and compared in the ocean of poison. That's Narottam Rastrakar, I think. One more. Golokera Premadana Harinama Sankirtana. Yes, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu. 27. Continue.
Okay. Translation. Thus, situated in the renounced order from the beginning of their lives, all three of them completely controlled the activities of their senses and thus became great saints. ఎవరు ప్రభు ఈ ముగ్గురు?
వాళ్ళు ముగ్గురు ఇక్కడ ప్రీవియస్ వర్స్ లో చెప్పారు ప్రభు. వాళ్ళు కంప్లీట్
Three children of
Sons of Privrata.
Kavi,
Okay.
Mahavira and Savana.
అరే వీళ్ళు నవయోగేంద్రస్ కదా వీళ్ళు.
Kavi, Mahavira.
వీళ్ళందరూ నవయోగేంద్రస్ మీన్స్ their chapter will come again the last 8th 9th chapter and ఎక్కడ వస్తుంది.
ప్రియవ్రత సన్స్ హరిబో. ఓకే.
Okay. Thus situated in the renounced order from the beginning of their lives, all three of them completely controlled the activities of their senses and thus became great saints. They concentrated their minds always upon the lotus feet of Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is the resting place of the totality of living entities and who is therefore celebrated as Vasudeva. Lord Vasudeva is the only shelter of those who are actually afraid of material existence. By constantly thinking of this lotus feet, these three sons of Maharaj Priyavrata became advanced in pure devotional service. By the progress of their devotional service, they could directly perceive the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is situated in everyone's heart as the Super Soul, and realize that there was qualitatively no difference between themselves and him. Okay.
Yeah.
The Paramahamsa stage is the topmost position in renounced life. In Sannyasa, the renounced order, there are 4 stages: Kutichaka, Bahudaka, Parivrajakaacharya, and Paramahamsa. According to the Vedic system, when one accepts the renounced order, he stays outside his village in a cottage, and his necessities, especially his food, are supplied from home. This is called Kutichaka stage. When a sannyasi advances further, he no longer accepts anything from home. Instead, he collects his necessities, especially his food, from many places. This system is called Madhukari, which literally means the profession of bumblebees. As bumblebees collect honey from many flowers, a little from each, so a sannyasi should beg from door to door, but not accept very much food from any particular house. He should collect a little bit from every house. This is still relevant in our Radha Kund and Braj, the towns of Braj. When I've been to my friend Prabhu, who is a Brajvasi actually, he is my colleague in Spice. So when he has taken to his hometown, which is near Ravan, he told, "चलो आज मदकरी करेंगे." तो मैं बोले यार अब क्या मेरे को क्या हर घर घुमाओगे मेरे को? तो he told, "अरे नहीं 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 नहीं, मेरे घर में आपको मदकरी करेंगे बस, आप बस मेरे घर पे ले लेना." तो they say that if any guests come ना, मेहमान नहीं बोलते वो लोग मदकरी हम देंगे आपको करके बोलते हैं. Even still it is prevalent.
Okay.
So this system is called Madhukari, which literally means the profession of bumblebees. As bumblebees collect honey from many flowers, a little from each, so a sannyasi should beg from door to door, but not accept very much food from any particular house. He should collect a little bit from every house. This is called Bahudaka stage. When a sannyasi is still more experienced, he travels all over the world to preach the glories of Lord Vasudeva. He is then known as Parivrajakaacharya. The sannyasi reaches the Paramahamsa stage when he finishes his preaching work and sits down in one place strictly for the sake of advancing in spiritual life. An actual Paramahamsa is one who completely controls his senses and engages in unalloyed service of the Lord. Therefore, all the 3 of these sons of Priyavrata, namely Kavi, Mahavira, and Savana, were situated in the Paramahansa stage from the very beginning. Their senses could not disturb them, for their senses were completely engaged in serving the Lord. Therefore, the three brothers are described in this verse as Upashama Shila. Upashama means completely subdued. Because they completely subdued their senses, they are understood to have been great sages and saints. Thank you, Prabhu.
Completely. It's okay.
Say na? Okay. After subduing their senses, the three brothers concentrated their minds upon the lotus feet of Lord Vasudeva, Lord Sri Krishna. As stated in Bhagavad Gita 7.19, Vasudeva Sarvam Iti. The lotus feet of Vasudeva are everything. Lord Vasudeva is the reservoir of all living entities. When this cosmic manifestation is dissolved, all living entities enter the supreme body of the Lord, Garbhodakshai Vishnu, who merges within the body of Mahavishnu. Understanding this now?
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay. First we'll go to Garbhodakshai Vishnu and then Mahavishnu. Both of these Vishnu Tattvas are Vasudeva Tattvas. And therefore, the great sage Kavi, Mahavira, and Savana concentrated always upon the lotus feet of Lord Vasudeva, Krishna. In this way, they could understand that the super soul within the heart is Supreme Personality of Godhead, and they could recognize their identity with Him. The complete description of this realization is that simply by discharging the unalloyed form of devotional service, one can realize his self completely. The Parama Bhakti Yoga mentioned in this verse means that the living entity, by dint of unalloyed devotional service, has no other interest than the service of the Lord, as described in the Bhagavad Gita. Vasudeva Sarvam Iti. By Parama Bhakti Yoga, by elevating oneself to the highest platform of loving service, one can automatically be relieved from the bodily concept of life and see the Supreme Personality of Godhead face to face, as confirmed in Brahma Samhita. Premanjanatsurita bhakti vilocanena santa sadaiva hridayeshu vilokayanti yam shyama sundaramachintya gunasvarupam govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. An advanced devotee who is known as Sat or Saint can always see within his heart the Supreme Personality of Godhead face to face. Krishna, Shyama Sundara, expands himself by his plenary portion, and thus a devotee can always see him within his heart. Oh, thank you so much, Prabhu.
Jai. Thank you, Prabhu. Okay,
Prabhu, now the Vasudeva.
Yeah. Yes, Prabhu. Okay,
second quadruple expansion of Vasudeva untadu kada. So he will, his Amsha will be as a Mahavishnu in this series.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yeah. Hare Krishna. Read.
Yeah. Translation. In his other wife, Maharaj Priyavrata begot three sons named Uttama, Tamasa, and Raivatha. All of them later took charge of Manavantara millenniums. Purport. In every day of Brahma, there are 14 Manvantaras. The duration of one Manvantara, the lifespan of one Manu, is 71 yugas, and each yuga is 432,000 years. Almost all the Manus selected to the rule, the Manvantaras came from the family of Maharaj Priyavrata. Three of them are particularly mentioned herein, namely Uttama, Tamasa, and Raivatha. Correct.
Yeah. Prabhu, ఇక్కడ 71 yugas అన్నారు కదా. So this yuga is Mahayuga. Okay. Means all Chaturyuga together is yuga here. Okay.
Correct.
And ఇక్కడ చూసారా yuga is 43,20,000 అని ఇచ్చారు.
43,20,000.
అంటే 4,32 into 10. 4 యుగాలు కలిపితే ఎంత అవుతుంది? 10 అవుతాయి కదా.
Hmm.
1 is కలియుగ, 2 is ద్వాపర యుగ, 3 into 432 is త్రేత, 4 into 432 is సత్య. So 4, 3, 7, 7 plus 2, 9, 9 plus 1, 10. సో అందుకని ఇక్కడ యుగ అంటే 43,20,000 ఇచ్చారు. అర్థమైందా?
Yes, Prabhuji.
ఇక్కడ 4327 ఏం ప్రభు? ఇక్కడ 4 యుగాస్.
అంటే 1 కలియుగ is 4,32,000, then Dwapar Yuga is 2 into
అది ఓకే మతే
4,32,000.
అదంతా ఓకే, ఆ నంబర్ ఓకే. 432,000 into 1 second and third and 4, that's okay, I got it. బట్ ఈ 432
అదే అంటున్నారు, అవన్నీ యాడ్ చేస్తే 10 వస్తుంది. సో యూ డూ 4,32,000 into 10, it becomes 43,20,000. That is 1 చతుర్యుగాస్ in number of years. 1 చతుర్యుగాకి అన్ని ఏళ్ళు ఉంటాయి.
into
Or
10
you just
into 10 what is
అది కన్ఫ్యూజ్ అవ్వకండి ప్రభుజీ. జస్ట్ 4,32,000 plus 8,64,000 plus 12 lakh whatever and plus 17 lakh, ఈ మొత్తం కలిపితే 43,20 వస్తుంది ప్రభుజీ.
okay.
So 1 చతుర్యుగ is that much.
just counting just to reconfirm. Okay, one second. Okay.
ఆ 4 యాడ్ చేస్తే ప్రభు 43,20,000 వస్తుంది.
One minute, notice. Thank you. 1 second. I'm just doing some calculation today to remember for now. Okay, so this is the thing. I want to do here like this. Okay, 43,20,000. ఓకే, అది ఓకే. మీరు చెప్పిన కన్ఫ్యూజన్ ఏంటంటే ప్రభు 4327 9 10 అదేంది, అది అర్థం కాకుండా
9, 10 కాదు ప్రభుజీ, 4321. 4,32,000 into 1, 4,32,000 into 2 is Dwapar Yuga. 4,32,000 into 3 is Treta Yuga. Okay, so ఇవన్నిటిని one, instead of doing each one and then adding up, what Prabhuji said, just add 4321. 4 plus 3 is 7 plus 2 is 9 plus 1 is 10. So and just multiply 4,32,000 into 10 and it will become 43,20,000. అది Prabhuji చెప్పారు.
ఓకే.
Otherwise we'll have to individually do into 4 into 3 అలా చేస్తే మనకి ఎక్కువ టైం పడుతుంది. Instead you just add these and multiply this అంటే it will be easier.
రైట్. మై టైనీ
కాదు యాక్చువల్లీ అంటే ఇవి ఎందుకు చెప్తున్నానంటే ఐఎమ్ సారీ, ఐ విల్ గివ్ యూ బ్యాక్గ్రౌండ్. మాకు ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేసేటప్పుడు ప్రభు ఇదొకటి అక్షౌహిణి మీన్స్ అక్షౌహిణి సైన్యం ఉంటుంది కదా, సైన్యంలో అక్షౌహిణి అంటారు కదా, అది ఇది కలిపి మాకు ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేశారనమాట మా ప్రభుజీ. సో అందుకని మల్టిపుల్స్ ఆఫ్ 4,22,000 32,000 కదా ఇది. అక్షౌహిణి ఏంటి అంటే 12,181 ఎంత ఉంటుంది అది, 21,700 అనమాట. 21,700 ఎంత ఉంటుంది అది. ఐ ఫర్గట్ దట్ నంబర్. బట్ అక్షౌహిణి ఈజ్ ఆల్సో వాట్, గజ రథ ఇంకోటి గజ రథ
Walking soldiers.
తురగ పదాతి. గజ రథ తురగ పదాతి. Okay. So gaja is 1. Okay. Ratha is 2 into that whatever 21,700 whatever it is. Okay. And turaga means horses is 3 into that number. And 4 into padati, 4 into that number.
Foot soldiers.
So gaja ratha turaga padati 4, 3, 2, 1. That's also 10. Okay. In the same way, why you maintain Akshahini in that way? Because it represents the supreme cosmos, which will help you in your battle. Okay. That's why the yugas and the Akshahinis are always 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay.
Understood? Na?
Yes.
So
yes.
that's how we have been taught. So adi గుర్తొచ్చి మీకు చెప్పాను. And I'm sorry. ఏంటంటే నా బ్రెయిన్ ఎక్కడో ఉంది, మొత్తం మీకు కంటెక్స్ట్ ఇస్తే అప్పుడు అర్థం అవుతుంది కదా అని చెప్తున్నాను అంతే.
Yeah, good to know. Thank you, Prabhu. Very good. Very nice. Okay. We'll read one more verse and we can stop. Okay. So I'll read. Translation purport by Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. After Kavi, Mahavira and Savana were completely trained in the Paramahamsa stage of life, Maharaja Priyavrata ruled the universe for 11 arbudas of years. Whenever he was determined to fix his arrow upon his bowstring with his 2 powerful arms, all opponents of the regulative principles of religious life would flee from his presence in fear of the unparalleled prowess he displayed in ruling the universe. He greatly loved his wife Barhismati, and with the increase of days, their exchange of nuptial love also increased. What is the meaning of nuptial? Relating to marriage or weddings. Okay. Also increased by her feminine behavior as she dressed herself, walked, got up, smiled, laughed, and glanced about. Queen Barhismati increased his energy. Thus, although he was a great soul, he appeared lost in the feminine conduct of his wife. He behaved with her just like an ordinary man, but actually he was a great soul. Purport. In this verse, the word dharma pratipakshaha, opponents of religious principles, refers not to a particular faith, but to Varnashrama Dharma, the divisions of society, socially and spiritually, into 4 Varnas, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudra, and 4 Ashramas, Brahmacharya, Grihastha, Vanaprastha, and Sannyasa. To maintain proper social order and help the citizens gradually progress toward the goal of life, namely spiritual understanding. Samsiddhi Aritoshanam, for the creation of this Varnashrama to please the Supreme Lord. The principles of Varnashrama Dharma must be accepted. From this verse, Maharaja Priyavrata appears to have been so strict in maintaining this institution of Varnashrama Dharma that anyone neglecting it would immediately flee from his presence as soon as the king warned him by fighting or administering light punishment. Indeed, Maharaja Priyavrata would not have to fight, but simply because of his strong determination. They dared not disobey the orders, disobey the rules and regulations of Varnashrama Dharma. It is said that unless human society is regulated by Varnashrama Dharma, it is no better than a bestial society of cats and dogs. Maharaja Priyavrata therefore strictly maintained Varnashrama Dharma by his extraordinary unparalleled prowess. To maintain such a life of strict vigilance, one needs encouragement from his wife. In the Varnashrama Dharma system, certain classes, such as the Brahmanas and Sannyasis, do not need encouragement from the opposite sex, because they won't be in the Grihastha life, right? They have their own, they have super soul with them, and they are not married, so no need of this thing. Kshatriyas and Grihasthas, however, actually need the encouragement of their wives in order to execute their duties. Indeed, a Grihastha or a Kshatriya cannot properly execute his responsibilities without the association of his wife. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu personally admitted that a Grihastha must live with a wife. Kshatriyas were even allowed to have many wives to encourage them in discharging the duties of the government. The association of a good wife is necessary in a life of karma and political affairs. To execute his duties properly, therefore, Maharaja Priyavrata took advantage of his good wife, Barhismati, who was always very expert in pleasing her great husband by properly dressing herself, smiling, and exhibiting her feminine bodily features. Queen Barhismati always kept Maharaja Priyavrata very encouraged, and thus he executed his governmental duty very properly. In this verse, Iva has twice been used to indicate that Maharaja Priyavrata acted exactly like a henpecked husband and thereby seemed to have lost his sense of human responsibility. Actually, however, he was fully conscious of his position as a spirit soul, although he seemingly behaved like an um, acquiescent karmi. Two important words use చేసిన శిలా ప్రభుపాదకి జై. Henpicked, acquiescent, karmi, husband. Maharaja Priyavrata thus ruled the universe for 11 arbudas of years. One arbuda consists of 100 million years. And Maharaja Priyavrata ruled the universe for 11 such arbudas. Maharaja Priyavrata ki jai. I want to see this meaning actually. Okay, devotees, 1 second. Meaning, ready to accept something without protest. Ready to accept something without protest or to do what someone else wants. Behave like an acquiescent karmi husband. భార్య చెప్పు చేతిలో ఉండాలా. Okay, and then henpicked word, henpicked husband. Two nice words, I got it.
Henpecked, Prabhuji. Henpecked ante joruka gulam.
Continually criticized and given order by one's wife or female partner, typically of a man. Okay, very good. So good. We'll stop here. Grandhara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Okay, devotees, I have just put the message in the group. So we will go with our sequence only. Okay, our sequence only. So this is not going to work because this Prabhu, he has his own method of, because the time frame also given for Bhakti Vaibhava, 2 years like that. That's why he has quickly many important topics he is touching. So now we are at 5th canto, 5th chapter. I was thinking that, every week we will complete those many chapters before attending the other class. It won't work. So we need to do some self-study. Anyway, thank you, devotees. We'll continue with our RudraGita prayers. Another 2 more verses. That's done. It's been a long time. In between, we took breaks for, Bhakti Vaibhava exam slokas and Bhakti Shastri exam slokas. So now let us do those 2 today. 2 చేద్దామా ప్రభు, లేదా రేపు నెక్స్ట్ వీక్ చేద్దాం? ఒకటి చేస్తారా?
ఒకటి చేద్దాం ప్రభు ఇవాళ. అంటే ఇవాళది చాలా ఇంపార్టెంట్ కూడా. అంటే కన్క్లూడింగ్ కదా ఈ 3.
ఓకే,
ఇది చాలా ఇదన్నమాట. అంటే so today's shloka will be very small, but then Rudra tells something to Prachetas. Okay.
Yes, Prabhuji.
అది 69 అనుకుంటా ప్రభు ఇవాళ.
ఓహో, ఇది ఏం చేయండి ఒకసారి, నేను డిసైడ్ చేస్తా. 68 చేయండి ఒకసారి.
అతత్వం అసినో బ్రహ్మ పరమాత్మం విపశ్చితం విశ్వం రుద్ర భయద్వష్టం అకూతశ్చిత్ భయాగతిః.
థ్యాంక్ యూ. అతత్వం అసినో బ్రహ్మన్ పరమాత్మన్ విపశ్చితాం విశ్వం రుద్ర భయద్వష్టం akutaschid bhayagatihi. My dear Lord, all actually learned persons know as you as the Supreme Brahman and the Super Soul. Although the entire universe is afraid of Lord Rudra, who ultimately annihilates everything, for the learned devotees, you are the fearless destination of all. Haribo. Yes, Prabhuji. Yeah. 69. Please continue.
Idam jabada bhadram vishuddha nripanandana swadharmam anutishtanto bhagavatyarpitashaya. Okay, this is how it is. Idam japata bhadram means please chant this all auspiciousness. Vishuddha nripanandana. Nripanandana means the son of the king, purified sons of the king. Okay, swadharmam anutishtanto. This is important. Executing one's occupational duties. Okay, bhagavatya arpitashaya. Giving up all kinds of possessions unto the Supreme Lord. Okay, this is what it means. You occupational duty, whatever you are doing, do it. But by doing so, what you do, you pray in this way to the Lord, Supreme Personality of Godhead, by becoming detached to everything. That is the ultimate goal of life. Okay, this is what Rudra is concluding now. Two devotees with synonyms and two devotees with translation. Then we will go with the recitation. Okay, thank you. Prabhu, am I audible? Haribol?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah, audible.
Am I audible? Actually, well, 6 members are there. Okay, I will ask them. You please go ahead. Akinchan Prabhu? Okay. Deepa Mataji, can you please do synonyms, Mataji? Hare Krishna. Hari. Am I audible? Hare Krishna.
ఏమంటున్నారు ప్రభుజీ వినబడట్లేదు హరిబోల్
Am I audible now?
yes ప్రభుజీ
Mataji, can you do synonyms or have you done already?
I can do synonyms ప్రభుజీ
Yeah. Go ahead, Mataji.
Idam this japata while chanting bhadram all auspiciousness vah all of you vishuddha purified nripanandana the sons of the king swadharmam one's occupation duties anushtitanta anutishtanta executing bhagavati unto the supreme personality of Godhead arpita given up ashaya possessing all kinds of faithfulness. My dear sons of the king, just execute your occupational duty as kings with a pure heart. Just chant this prayer, fixing your mind on the lotus feet of the Lord. That will bring you all good fortune, for the Lord will be very much pleased with you. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, thank you, Mataji. Raj Prabhu,
And hearing mode goes, Prabhu. It's okay. Haribol.
okay. You go ahead, Prabhu, with translation.
I will do. Synonyms. Idam, this. Japata, while chanting. Bhadram, all auspiciousness. Vaha, all of you. Vishuddhaha, purified. Nripa Nandanaha, the sons of the king. Swadharmam, one's occupational duties. Anutishtantaha, executing. Bhagavati, unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Arpita, given up. Ashayaha, possessing all kinds of faithfulness. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. My dear sons of the king, my dear sons of the king, who are the here? This is the or Prachetas.
Prachetas.
Prachina were his sons. Okay, just execute your occupational duty as kings with a pure heart, just like Priyavrat is doing right now. We are reading now, 5th canto. Yeah. Just chant this prayer, fixing your mind on the lotus feet of the Lord. Savai Mana Krishna Pada Aravinda. That will bring you all good fortune. For the Lord will be very much pleased with you. Haribol. Okay, Prabhu. We'll practice.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you so much. Idam japata bhadrambo.
Idam japata bhadramvo.
Everyone, please recite, if you can. Idam japata bhadrambo.
Idam japata bhadrambo.
Idam japata bhadrambo.
Idam
Idam
japata
japata
bhadramvo.
bhadrambo.
Vishuddhan Ripanandana.
Vishuddha
Nripanandana.
Vishuddhan Ripanandana.
Vishuddha
Nripanandana.
Vishuddhan Ripanandana.
Vishuddhan
Vishuddha
Nripanandana.
Swadharmam manutishtanto.
Swadharmam
Swadharmam
anutishtanto.
manutishtanto.
Swadharmam manutishtanto.
Swadharmam
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 anutishtanto.
anutishtanto.
Swadharmam manutishtanto.
Swadharmam
Swadharmam
Anutishtanto.
anutishtanto.
Bhagavatyarpitashayah.
Bhagavatyarpitashaya.
Bhagavatyarpitashaya.
Bhagavatyarpitashayah.
Bhagavatarpitashaya.
Bhagavatyarpitashaya.
Bhagavatyarpitashayah.
Bhagavatyarpitashaya.
Bhagavatyarpitashaya.
Now two lines together. Idam japata bhadrambo vishuddhan ripanandana.
Idam
Idam
japata
japata
bhadramvo.
Bhadrambo
Vishuddha
Vishuddha
nripanandana.
Nripanandana.
Idam japata bhadrambo vishuddhan ripanandana.
Idam
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 japata
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 bhadramvo.
bhadrambo
Vishuddha
Vishuddha
nripanandana.
Nripanandana.
Idam japata bhadrambo vishuddhan ripanandana.
Idam
Idam
japata
japata
Idam japata
bhadramvo.
Bhadramvo
bhadrambo
Vishuddha
Vishuddha
nripanandana.
Vishuddhanripanandana.
Nripanandana.
Swadharmam manutishtanto bhagavatyarpitashayah.
Swadharmam
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 anutishtanto.
Anutishtanto
Bhagavatyarpitashaya.
Bhagavatyarpitashaya.
Swadharmam manutishtanto bhagavatyarpitashayah.
Swadharmam
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 anutishtanto.
anutishtanto
Bhagavatyarpitashaya.
Bhagavatyarpitashaya.
Swadharmam manutishtanto bhagavatyarpitashayah.
Swadharmam
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 anutishtanto
anutishtanto.
anutishtanto
Bhagavatyarpitashaya.
Bhagavatyarpitashaya.
All the four lines together two times, then you can start practicing. Idam japata bhadramvo vishuddhan ripanandana. Swadharmam manutishtanto bhagavatyarpitashayah.
Idam
Idam
japata
japata
bhadramvo
bhadrambo
Vishuddhanripanandana.
Vishuddhanripanandana.
Swadharmam
Swadharmam
anutishtanto
anutishtanto.
Anutishtanto
Bhagavatyarpitashaya.
Bhagavatyarpitashaya.
Idam japata bhadramvo vishuddhan ripanandana. Swadharmam manutishtanto bhagavatyarpitashayah.
Idam
Idam
japata
Idam
japata
japata
bhadramvo
bhadrambo
Vishuddhanripanandana.
Vishuddhanripanandana.
Swadharmam
Swadharmam
anutishtanto
anutishtanto
Bhagavatyarpitashaya.
Bhagavatyarpitashaya.
Thank you so much, devotees. Prabhuji, you can lead the call.
I think
I will be
ఇంకోసారి
listening
వేయాలి
to
కూడా 2 times అయింది ఇంకోసారి వేయండి
okay. Idam japata bhadramvo vishuddhan ripanandana. Swadharmam manutishtanto bhagavatyarpitashayah.
Idam
Idam
japata
japata
bhadramvo
bhadrambo
Bhadrambo
Vishuddhanripanandana.
Vishuddhanripanandana
Vishuddhanripanandana.
Swadharmam
Swadharmam
anutishtanto
Anutishtanto
Bhagavatyarpitashaya.
Bhagavatyarpitashaya.
Thank you so much,
Yeah,
devotees.
yes, devotees, please practice. Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you. Please practice and quickly we will wrap.
Idam japata bhadramvo Vishuddhan nripanandana. Swadharmam anutishtanto Bhagavatyarpitashaya. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Hare Krishna. Akinjam, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu. Idam japatad bhadramvo vishuddharpa vishuddha विशुद्धानृपनन्दन स्वधर्मम् अनुष्ठितन्तो भगवतार्पिताश्रया. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you. Muralidhar Prabhu, try again. Okay.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु इदं जपत भद्रं वो विशुद्धानृपनन्दन स्वधर्ममनुतिष्ठन्तो भगवत्यर्पिताशयाः
Jai Jai. Thank you, Prabhu. Srimad Bhagavatam 4.24.69. Idam japata bhadram vo vishuddhan rupanandana swadharmam anutishtanto bhagavatyarpita shayaha. Haribol. I see Raju Prabhu. Sirisha Mata Dunnar Haribol.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Chain.
Idam japata bhadram vo vishuddha nripanandana swadharmam anutishtanto bhagavatyarpitashaya.
Right. Thank you. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
कृष्ण हरे
Hare
हरे
Rama,
हरे
Hare
राम हरे राम राम राम
Rama,
हरे
Hare
हरे.
Hare. Thank you very much, devotees. Let us connect on Monday. So weekend, right? Friday, right today. Thank God it's Friday. Wish you all a very happy Krishna conscious, nice weekend. Okay. Thank you so much. See you all on Monday. Dandavat Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhu bevacha. पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. अनंतकोटि वैष्णव जगद्गुरु श्री प्रभुपाद की जय. गौर हरि प्रेमानंदे.